Brendon here from Energy Training Group. Probably the most anticipated change in AS5033 2021 is the abolition of rooftop isolators. Installers have been calling for this change since the dawn of time, given that they are the primary cause of the vast majority of PV array fires and they essentially serve no purpose. What have rooftop isolators been replaced with? Naturally, it's not a straightforward answer, but in most cases, you'll be able to ditch the RTI and replace it with a disconnection point. However, you do have to meet certain requirements. Let's look at the decision tree in clause 4.3.3.1. So the first one is pretty easy. 2 strings in parallel or less, no rooftop isolator required. This means you can parallel 2 strings of the rooftop if you want to and use a disconnection point. More than 2 strings in parallel and don't want to use rooftop isolators, now you will need string fusing and you need to locate the string fusing adjacent to the load break isolator at the inverter. That means you need to run every string down to the string protection combiner box located at the inverter and located with the inverter isolator. If you can't meet those requirements, then you'll need to install a rooftop isolator. You may also need to install a rooftop isolator if you can't comply with the new requirements around installing DC cabling 600mm away from the ceiling. The disconnection point you replace your rooftop isolator with must meet the following requirements. It must be adjacent to the PV modules of the PV array. It must be readily available. It must be protected against weather and water and no more than 150mm from the edge of the PV modules that they are installed under. This protection requirement can be satisfied by installing the disconnection point under a panel, basically just clipping it up to the panel frame. Adequately supported so there is no undue stress on the connection, but able to be disconnected. Make sure you can unclip it and disconnect the array. Have both the positive and negative disconnection device located together and be labelled in accordance with clause 5.3.2.2. That means it needs a label that looks like this on the cable and this label on the array frame indicating where the disconnection point is. And finally, it must be documented in accordance with clause 5.6. So you need to indicate where the disconnection point is on the site plan. You need to provide as part of the new standard. The site plan labelling is another topic we'll cover in another video. That about covers the new requirements in 5833 2021 around the abolishment of rooftop isolators. Good luck and happy installing.